Hi, I'm Drew Hodson. I'm the writer, editor, director, and starring man of all the short films that have been uploaded to this channel so far. And all I can say is thank you. We've just reached over 100 subscribers, 103 to be exact at the time of recording. And all I can say is thank you. We reached that milestone a lot faster than I thought we would. And to celebrate, I thought it would be a lot of fun to look back upon all my previous short films, share some fun behind the scenes stories and factoids, and really kind of take in how we went from me getting killed by a teddy bear to me yelling at myself dressed up in a Grinch costume. It's going to be a fun ride. So, let's begin. Blood and Stuffing. My first short film I uploaded onto this channel twice. There was a fun story behind this. But the idea behind this short film was kind of always bouncing around in the back of my head for a while. Even before I got this really nice camera from Full Sail, the university I'm going to at the moment. And I was gonna even try and shoot it on a DSLR from my sister or something. Glad I waited. Anyways, the story kind of went through a few different ideas. I didn't write a script or anything for this short film. It was very much a run and gun, kind of just shoot the shots I have in my head before I forget them. A lot of the ideas kind of stuck around. Just in the darkness, the creature walks about, the delivery. But the context behind it was different. This is just a weird random event in the short film. There's no bigger story. I mean, I have a bigger story in mind, but that's if I expand this into an actual full length feature, which we'll see about that. But the original idea was a father getting revenge on his child's murderer with a possessed toy. That idea doesn't really work in a short film kind of context. So I just said creepy little scenario. That's my methodology for a lot of these short films. It's a creepy or just a funny little scenario that we can do for a quick few minutes, nothing too big that overstays its welcome because it's too complicated or anything like that. So yeah, lots of fun production, for a lot of the exterior shots, I was in a time limit. I had to wait until my golden hour, to put it lightly, where it was at night and my sister was not in the driveway. So that way I can shoot, the scenes of the masked stranger walking in front of the house at night. Because I did a few different shots of it. He's completely silhouetted, or the shot we did end up using of him being right next to the camera with the box and turns towards the house, which I really like for it kind of looks like the evils engulfing this small little house in the middle of nowhere, which, not to sound too artsy fartsy, is what I kind of tried to go for with what that shot was communicating. A fun bit of production comes from the middle half, the middle chunk, I should say, with the unboxing. I messed up that shot. I could only use one side of it because the other side just did not give out. That box, I just took one of our boxes we got delivered to us, took everything out of it, and duct taped it back closed. And I shot that during the day, and you can tell. I try to be slick about it. I try to justify it in my own head by saying, oh, it's just the porch light. Even though that's not how the porch light looks like it's shining from outside. That is way too bright. I tried to be slick. I was not slick. I was not slick with it. But my littlest sister, to say the least, helped out with that. She was a great camera girl. It was a bit messy because we kept either pausing too late or starting too early. It was a fun time. It was a fun mess, to put it lightly. And that also has a lot of fun to do with the sound design, which, as we go along in talking about these short films, you'll come to realize is basically my mortal enemy when it comes to these short films. Basically, I relied too much on stock sound effects that just did not match what was happening on screen. So I uploaded that version to this YouTube channel. It's private, unlisted, or whatever. You can't watch it unless you really want me to share it or whatever. But it's unlisted, and I watched it and I was just thinking I could do better. So I took a whole other day of just doing ADR and recording my own sounds, Oh, hi, buddy. Where I just kind of, I slid boxes around. I did like the box cutter. I like opened that up right next to a microphone, the very same microphone I'm recording off of right now. And doing all of that just made me completely fall in love with the process. It was so much fun just doing all these different sound effects and then putting them into the editing. And it came out so much better. And, doing all that solidified, I want to do this. So I uploaded that version, and I was blown away by how good the success went. Like, I didn't think it would actually blow up. I thought I was going to get at most like 20, 30-ish views. Nope, it blew up just like that, and I was blown away. I didn't know what to think. So that solidified that I had an audience, or at the very least, this could work. I could be somewhat successful on YouTube. So taking that as motivation, I started working on my next short film, which was Don't Let Them In, which has a very fun inspiration, to put it lightly. So after making the first one, I spent a good chunk of time just kind of pondering what's another quick and very much a one-person kind of short film I could make. And, I spent a lot of time just kind of pondering this stuff, daydreaming about it, kind of figuring out, how to do it. And, I wanted to do a bit better this time, and I wanted to write a script, basically. Oh, no, I didn't write a script for this one, my bad. What I ended up doing was that as I spent some time pondering, I watched this YouTuber called Special Ed, very funny guy. I'll link him down below. Actually, I'll try and link the specific video that I got inspiration from, where him and his friend were talking about Ghost, and one of the Eddie himself brought up a fun little folk tale about, or like a little like creepy myth, that basically if you hear a knocking at your door and no one's outside, that's a ghost, and if you open the door, you let them in. So if you hear a knock and no one's outside, do not open the door. And I heard that, and that's when I got it. Then I started thinking of all these shots and ideas I could do. The main thing was really trying to figure out, how do I sell that there's a ghost inside the house after, he looks outside and no one's there, closes the door and all that. Originally, I wanted it to be a lot more subtle than having like the full-on shot of like the face coming out of the darkness. I considered, after he looks outside, he closes the door, and off in the corner of the shot, you just see like some guy, just like a blacked out silhouette just standing there. After I thought about it for a while, I just kind of thought, I want to go all in on like the creepy reveal. So I decided to do a creepy floating head that comes out of the darkness. Only the eyes are visible, then the whole head comes out. Very proud of how that shot turned out. And I'll break down how I made that ghost. I took a stock image, cut off the guy's head, and I digitally removed his mouth and nose, and just, I think I also removed his ears. I don't remember. And I made him black and white, added the black whole black eyes, little tears running down his face, all blurry, so you don't really know what you're looking at. Very proud of how that effect turned out. Very happy with how it kind of emerges from the darkness. And very, very proud of that whole short film for its cinematography. Especially the one shot where I look off to the side and then the camera focuses in. I basically was standing like this with my hand gripped around the lens, the little focus area, and basically I had to look to the side, and then I had to carefully not shake the camera, lift it up by accident, and just kind of gently rack focus over to the window. Very proud of a lot of cinematography. Now we get to the part I'm not so proud of, which is the sound design. The sound design is awful. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for any headphones users. The audio was not balanced, the sound effects they don't sound natural. They're either too quiet or too loud, especially the outside sounds. Those were awful. They were supposed to be so much more quiet, and I just wish I did the sound a bit better. And, I uploaded it, and then I heard it all, and I even went so far as to delete the video and then re-edit it and then upload it again, only to realize it's not any better. So I just let it be, and then I saw it was my most popular video. 7.3 thousand the view was at the time, or something like that. Seeing that, and it stings because the sound design, and now everyone sees that one and they're just like, oh, the sound design. Luckily, some people liked it, but I just watched that video and I just cringed now at the horrible audio mixing. But I'm very happy. Basically, I uploaded that video, and a few days later, we went to the beach and just kind of hung out there. And the whole time, I was very anxious and very, like, checking the, video every once in a while to be all like, is it a 1,000 views yet? But, it went very slow. It barely got to, like, 30 views or something. And I talked to my sister about it, and I'm like, I think it's like a watch pot never boils. I was just like, a constantly checked on video doesn't get views. So I just stopped worrying about it. I had fun at the beach. I got splashed. I built a sandcastle. I walked up and down the pier. I ran an ice cream all the way across the beach to my mom. I still remember the melted ice cream. And I didn't check it until I got home, which was very late at night, and bada bing, bada boom, it was already at like 300 views or something like that, and getting like 20 views every time I checked in on it. So I just let it be, and now it's my most viewed video, which is incredible. But I made 2 horror short films, and immediately I knew I didn't want to fall into basically only doing short horror shorts. So I decided to try something out with my next short film. Which was Death's Toll. Now, this was the one I wrote the script for. This was the one I decided to go all in on with a good script because it was going to be a lot more dialogue heavy. This was going to be my first comedy short film. And I'm very proud of it. Very much proud of the whole opening, the cinematography, the lighting, the comedy. I'm very happy with how it all turned out. I'm a big fan of very snappy dialogue, very much somebody says this and then the other person says this, and there's like a little quiet, very, very clever little insult kind of hidden in each little back and forth. Very much a big fan of that. I played both characters in this one. I played I think it was Thomas. Yeah, Thomas, and I forget. I'll call him Gary the ghost, because I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. It's me playing both characters. I put like 100 different filters on my voice so that you wouldn't know. I tried to play it off like I could be both characters. I tried to be all like, yes, Thomas. I tried to speak all deep, but I just gave up on it. Like, I couldn't really disguise my voice that well. So I put a bunch of filters on it to where you can kind of hear me still, but it's a little hidden. It's a little buried under all that. Which, very much a big fan of the lighting, too. I have these, like, little LED lights that my sister got me a few Christmases back from, like, my stop-motion videos. Loved using the blue light and creating this really well done ethereal kind of ghostly feel. Very happy with how that lighting turns out, especially how the ghost is always silhouetted. Just wish I figured out how to make the ghost look like a ghost, but that was for my next creepy short film. Not very special effects heavy, just a lot of just lighting and like back and forth and back and forth. My little sister, she helped me out again. She was like, pressing record and, helping me remember my lines here and there. But very happy with how it turned out. Very happy with the dialogue, very happy with the timing. The shot where he goes into the vacuum, that's a reverse shot. It's, I don't want to actually hit the camera or something. So I started out right there and I moved away. But unfortunately, I couldn't get like a straight thing, so I just kind of always like moved off like this, which looked weird, but it didn't matter. The comedy was there, and I was very happy with it. Liked the jokes, liked the writing. very much love the ending. I'm just, I just always wanted, I was very happy with that delivery, to put it lightly. But yeah, Death's Toll. That was a very fun time, and I hope that thumbnail didn't mislead anyone, because it looks a little creepy, you know, the guy hanging onto the door frame, little white eyes, but very happy with Death's Toll. Yeah, and it's doing pretty well. But then, oh boy, I was very excited to work on the next short film. This one also has a very fun bit of inspiration for it. Home Invasion is one of my favorite short films I've worked on, and I am so happy with how it turned out. From the directing, the sound design, all of it. It's one of my favorite short films, and it turns out it's one of your guys' favorites too. It's my second most viewed video, so I consider that a success. Anyways, the inspiration behind it was I saw a trailer. Actually, I think it was a clip. Yeah, it was a promotional clip for the film No One Will Save You, which is basically a film about a woman who, a home invasion happens, and she discovers a alien invasion is happening in her hometown. And I love that idea a lot. So I thought I would do the same kind of idea, but different, you know, different kind of an execution concept. For one thing, you never see the alien, which is surprising, as the original concept I had was to do kind of like a Ray Harryhausen stop motion, where it has like a stop motion alien walking around scanning everything. Originally, it was going to be, I don't know if you see him, but it was going to be that little white robot spider guy right there that I animated walking around. But eventually, I once again took a step back and said, I don't know if I feel comfortable or I feel good enough at the moment to really kind of try something like that. So instead, I went for the classic, you know, hide the monster and nobody gets to see it. And I think it's a lot more ominous and genuinely kind of creepy without it. A lot of the shots, once again, were very much made up on the spot, just kind of okay, here's the story. How do I communicate this story in the most effective way? But I am very happy with the editing and pacing of the short film. Some of the shots were a little too long, especially the scanning scenes with the red light, which outside and inside was just me standing in like a little corner with the red LED, like the lights I used in the Death's Toll short film, just going like, just slowly scanning. And, you know, it's very cool watching it kind of slowly move across the environment. Very happy with how that turned out. I just had to speed it up a little bit in editing because a bit too slow for the short film. But, you know, being able to really kind of like match movements into like each shot was very satisfying and very nice. It looks so smooth, so slick. Very happy with how that turned out. Love the sound design. I love how muffled it is, how muffled the outside is. You know, especially the as like whatever is on the roof jumps down. If you want to know what I think the alien looks like, I don't know. I don't know. I like to imagine it's the robot from Lost in Space. You know, the danger, something like that. That's what the robot canonically looks like. I've said so, and I'm the creator, I'm the director, my word is law. But so happy with the short film. It's my personal favorite, and it's doing good, and I'm so happy about that. Very much happy with the result, especially the ending, which I love from the sound design and from the editing, that's a Megatron toy. Actually, I think I have it right in here. Here he is. This is the alien spaceship. Look at him. It's Megatron from The Last Night. It's a one-step changer. I think it's that or two-step. Excuse him. He's a little excited. He's excited too. But yeah, this is the alien spaceship. Just recorded it on a green screen. cropped it out, and yeah, just put that sucker in there. Did some color correcting and all that fun stuff. The thumbnail for this one was actually, this was the first time I really struggled with a thumbnail, because the first one I did, I liked some of the ideas I kept of, like, you know, the house is the only thing seen in like a bathed red light as like the UFOs above it, but it just didn't look right. It looked too fake, you know, the toy didn't look like a UFO. It works in the short film because like that's like a moment of like awe and terror as like you hear screams and the air raid sirens. So I tried it again and again, but I like the last one, you know, just home invasion. Looks like a tractor beam's coming down over the house. Looks very good. Very proud of it. Very happy it's like doing so well. But now it's time we talk about the next one that had a very on the spot kind of inspiration and shooting process. Paralyzed. Sorry, I think Paralyzed is like a rock band or a rock song. I forget, but yeah, Paralyzed. This was a out of nowhere inspiration I got that I just decided to shoot. Because I was in the mood looking for ideas, and I was having a sleepover at one of my friend's house, and in the morning we were talking about sleep paralysis and how terrifying it is. And after doing that, I was thinking, that could be a good short film. So I basically, after doing some planning and figuring out the kind of shots I want to get, especially the iconic shot of like him standing over the bed, breathing all hard, which became the thumbnail, I decided to do that. So it took 2 days. 1 day for shooting all the night scenes of me just laying in bed, all the creepy stuff happening, and the next, and like another day, I was recording all the green screen stuff. And it was a lot of fun doing the green screen stuff, you know, chroma keying all the stuff out and like color correcting myself to be all weird and distorted. Yes, I'm also the scary monster. I'm your sleep paralysis demon. Hi. But basically, that was tons of fun. You know, especially kind of figuring out how I wanted to move, like the whole, jittery motion with like the bone cracks and all that stuff. Very happy with how that turned out. Although I will admit, the sound effects, you can kind of tell that I was just kind of mixing up and mixing all the ones I had, all the stock sound effects I had. Yeah, but I'm still pretty proud of it, especially how striking the image of like those piercing white eyes and like this weird void of like static moving around. Especially the shot of me in bed with like the hand coming down. Loved it. Loved my acting in it. I'll admit, not the best. I probably could have sold it a bit better. You know, nobody in sleep paralysis is able to actually move their entire body with like nobody moves like that in sleep paralysis. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm proud of its final results. A fun fact about the first shot you see of the paralysis demon. The bed cover, the bit of bed you see, I wanted to have that cover because, you know, if you're only green screening somebody, you're going to see like the sharp cutoff of like the bottom of them as they're like placed onto like where they're supposed to be. So I tried to figure out how to mask it, like, you know, cut away a bit of the body so it's like behind like the bed covering. Couldn't figure out how to do that, so I decided to be as overcomplicated as I'll be. I took a screenshot, moved it over to Photoshop, colored in all of the, like, everywhere behind the bed frame green, the bed green, put that back into the shot, and basically did a green screen over a green screen of the original footage. It was overcomplicated. I probably could have just taken a few like extra minutes to like look up how to mask, but I gave up and just said, screw it, I'm just doing the first thing that comes to mind. And it was the most overcomplicated thing as all get out. Proud of the effect though, it looks pretty good. And yeah, Paralyzed, another short horror film. And after doing that, I decided to try to make a festive little short film to end off the year. And I decided to create. And now we're at our last short film. And that is You're a Mean One. I've wanted to do a Grinch short film for a while because I knew the holiday was coming up and I wanted to do something. I wanted to do maybe some creepy Grinch short film, like the guys watching the original short film, the original Christmas short, and like it just glitches out and like it just says "You're a mean one," and then it gets killed or something. Then I wanted to do one where like it's like some guy who's like trying his best to keep his friend like off the naughty list because the Grinch was going to come, but eventually I just decided to go with the most funniest awkward situation that I thought anyone could experience. And I was thinking, what if some guy woke up, heard somebody rummaging around in his like living room, and discovered some weirdo dressed up as the Grinch trying to steal his decorations? And that was it. Once again, no script, very much a run and gun. I think I've only written one script for I think I've only wrote one script for these short films. New year, new me. I'm gonna stop doing that because that's not the best way to shoot short films, everyone. But anyway, back to You're a Mean One. That was a ton of fun. I spent 2 days doing kind of the usual, shooting. I spent 3 days. One for establishing shots, another for shooting all of, like the scenes of me in my normal outfit, not I guess we'll call them like Grinch thief, I guess. And then I saw another one of like all the Grinch scenes. Very fast, very streamlined, very quick and easy. Lots of just, doing like multiple ways to do like, deliveries and things like that. Very quick, very fast. The Grinch costume was a leftover from my high school days. We did a little school production of the Grinch. But yeah, very quick, very fast. Love the dialogue, love the back and forth, love how awkward and like just. I hoped it was like fun awkward, where like it's just these two guys just staring at each other. And I hope no one was really like taken out of it by them both being me. I thought, it's a YouTube sketch. That's kind of a staple of it. But yeah, loved a bit of my acting. I love how like just stone-faced and just awkward both of our characters are. I love the bit where the Grinch, where like you see like the pause and like the grab. Very proud of that kind of acting. Very happy with how that short film turned out. And I thought it was a great way to end the year. Very fun, especially the the music and like the sound design, which Footsteps, those were my bane, but they still sounded pretty good. But very happy with it, and I thought it was a great one to end the year off on. So that's all the short films. So once again, thank you guys all so much for subscribing and your support. Loved reading your comments. I loved just seeing that I did find somewhat of an audience, even if I think like all of you guys are like new viewers every video, but it still is awesome seeing that I've put my voice out there and some of you guys were willing to sit down and listen to the crazy stories I had to tell or show. So thanks again for 100 subscribers. Very excited to share some new projects and things I got in store, especially my next short film. There's going to be some very fun things going on. I'm actually working with like a crew. Well, I guess a crew is in like my group of friends. So very excited to do some more fun things with the camera work in the next one. Very excited to share my new work with you guys. And I'm going to try some new things out on this channel. Expect a podcast or maybe a video analysis of something soon. So, yeah. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for subbing. And hope you guys enjoy what I put out next. I'm Drew Hodson, and I'll see you later.